Well, with this book, the issue, we read this first online because we were reviewing it earlier, and then getting it in my hands, I was like, it's so much better. It made it really, it solidified this issue especially how much I love reading them.
Isn't that the marvelous thing about 3 dimensions?
Yeah, exactly. You know how they're like 7 by 8.5. Right?
That's great.
And that's not even metric.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel's going to do the same thing with Marvel Apes, right? They're just going to make all the superheroes apes and not.
Joking, right?
Some sort of eighth man in the audience.
That's the movie that sequel to Marvel Zombies and Marvel Apes.
So they were like, the zombies worked. Oh man.
Yeah.
I like Marvel dinosaurs.
Just think of the covers they're going to do. Hundreds of 8 covers of famous Marvel.
Marvel's tropical fish.
Yeah.
Spider Monkey.
Stupid.
I am gonna go bananas. Always end on a high note. That's what I always tell these guys.
That was a boo, not a laughter.
That was a woo. I don't do a boo. I don't.
I swear to God, if I wake up in 5 minutes and it's 1969, I'm in Bard College, and it was a really rough night down the road, and some idiot was passing out free drugs, I'm going to track you down.
We weren't for that.
And I will track you down even harder.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the next section, which is my favorite section because it's the section you guys make up. It's your audience questions, and for that, we're going to bring out Booth Man.
Finally! Right?
Weird looks from here. Here's some questions that the audience wrote for you guys, okay?
Hey, cool.
Thank you guys. So, number 1. Stop.
You didn't have to look a second time.
I like how the glasses came out.
All right. I haven't followed the DC Crisis. How do I get into it now?
Was that somebody was falling down?
The easiest way is you take the comic, you lie it down, and you do this.
Yeah. Slowly.
Sequentially.
There you go. Sequential.
To answer that, I would say don't worry about it. You haven't missed a whole lot, to be fair. Just start, no, really. Buy Countdown 1 tomorrow and just read the rest of it.
No, they don't even buy Countdown.
Well, by Countdown 0, right? They're gonna have
Yeah, I mean, I think seriously, what I would say, Final Crisis, if you're really interested in following it, the only thing you're going to need to read is Final Crisis. Most likely, if there's something else you want to read, pick up Grant Morrison's Seven Soldiers, just because there's going to be touches of it in there. Also, it's an excellent series. There's nothing else you need, and you should just read Seven Soldiers anyway because it's good. That's it.
Or just come here in like 6 months and we'll tell you about it.
Here's the question. If it's Final Crisis, does the company go out of business when it's over?
Unless someone buys it, they will go on.
there's been a number of crises leading up to this final crisis, so no.
But
we have
if
infinite
there's a
groups?
subsequent crisis, then you can't really call it Final Crisis.
Yeah.
The idea is,
We've been counting down, you don't want to know.
yeah, they're gonna have to move on and find a different word. Really, that's all they have to do. Because like you're saying, there will always be crossovers like this. They just can't call it a crisis.
Is it a paradigm for the Democratic presidential?
Yes.
You don't pause.
Yes.
Well, we'll find out later tonight.
But is that Final Crisis, or will it be a sequel?
Yeah, the sequel takes place in a couple other states.
There we go.
3 more weeks.
Yeah.
The never-ending story strikes back.
That's the question, right?
Perfect. Okay, is there a DC character that you would like to write?
Let's see, wrote Superman, wrote Batman, wrote the Justice League, wrote Wonder Woman.
They're fishing for Wonder Twins.
Green Lantern.
No, I wrote him. Her, it, them. Maybe?
Nice.
Oh, the Blue Beetle.
Is he a DC character?
The new one?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we sold one!
You heard it here
That wasn't
first.
okay, yes, that was
He's right on the
okay.
Get this man a contract!
That's why I call Pete the closer.
On the other hand, if anyone would like to make me a really substantial offer, I'm sure something could be
I'm sure.
Get out
people
the
in this
checkbook.
audience-
Yeah, who's got some money on it?
arranged. Don't say lines like that around working writers. You may find yourself in a whole lot of trouble.
Not with that cod piece.
Working writers, do you?
No, I don't.
True. Okay, here's the
Next
next
question.
one. Who was your favorite X-Men collaborator?
Yeah, we had a little X-Men short play series. in Williamstown this past summer. It wasn't well reviewed.
It was called The Importance of Being Jubilee.
It was very, yeah. Anyway, we'll talk.
You're making it up. Who have you enjoyed working with?
Wheezy.
Thank you. But she's not an artist. Oh, she's an
They
editor.
say
She's
collaborator.
better. Thank you. Sorry, that's my brain. Weasel.
Cool.
Because she comes with a really great artist attached. So Wheezy, Walter, it's a perfect match. But there are others.
Go ahead.
That's my story.
Who do you think is the best writer of X-Men in the past 20 years, other than yourself?
Spicy.
Stan. Or Roy.
Or,
Or Roy.
okay.
Or Dan. Aren't you good? Yeah. That what? Sorry.
Not just, we.
Uh-oh.
Love Serenity.
Right?
Oh, sorry, I meant the TV show. The movie was great too.
The TV show is good.
I want to see what happens next. It's really
I
amazing.
wish, I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah.
Well, they're actually,
But he's
there's,
not doing. He's not doing Wonder Woman now. He could do it.
there's a series out now that fills in the gap between the end of Firefly and the movie, which you can read a little bit. But you already know what happens to a lot of the characters. So it's not as fun.
They
Yeah.
don't show up on Buffy.
Now that's a crossover.
Stranger things have happened.
One more question.
Sure. Zombie Strippers, the movie! Yes or no, Pete?
Well, it's funny if you ask this because we were on the Jenna Jameson panel at the
Yeah, I
time.
think that's probably why that happened.
Oh, well.
But you're filling in for people. We moderated a panel this weekend. Jenna
I love the sound of my voice. I mean, you know that.
I tell this really well.
No, Alex, I got it from here. We were moderating a panel.
They were moderating a panel of women in comics,
Well,
which
okay.
included
Here's the thing: is it was a
Jenna
women.
Jameson.
Oh my God!
She's a writer.
I know. It was a Women Who Kick Ass panel. We were asked, they said, hey, do you guys want to moderate this panel? We're like, really? You want 3 guys to moderate a panel called Women Who Kick Ass? They're like, totally.
They're like,
It'll be hilarious. And we're like, all right, fine, we'll do it. We're going to ask some really interesting questions. And there were supposed to be a bunch of people that showed up. The people that showed up were Jenna Jameson and Amanda Connor, and that was it. So it was Jenna Jameson, Amanda Connor, and 3 dudes on stage trying to discuss why women kick ass in comics.
It was confusing.
She did say her movie was very, very funny.
We saw a brief clip which made no sense, I will say.
The clip was Jenna comes out as a stripper, and just as she's about to do anything, a guy comes, I assume it's a guy, maybe a zombie, comes flying out of the air, tackles her, and that was the clip.
It was pretty bad.
And then she walked out, and people were like,
I will say the dudes at this panel were insane. Throughout the whole, I'm in a lot of guys' pictures. I will be soon to be cropped out of a lot of guys' pictures of Jenna Jameson because I'm like standing right next to her.
They're going to copy Jenna's head and put it on your body.
Oh, I already have a bunch of those if you want. Is that weird? Is that weird?
I sent it to you.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, we stopped talking about it.
You just explained why there are 60,000 people at the convention this week.
no.
Well, 60,000.
There wasn't many people at that panel. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So
In any case, zombie strippers, no, not going to be good. There's your answer.
Don't see